Hello everybody, thank you all for coming. I'm just waiting for everyone to hop on here. I'm super excited to be live today. We're also making one of my favorite little snacks out there. I'm sure if you have TikTok, you've seen this, but we are making pasta chips. I have some pre-made back there. I got 2 giant bowls of rigatoni over here because I want to make a lot because I like to eat them myself and I like to share them. But perhaps the more exciting part is we're also making a dipping sauce, which is arguably one of the best pasta sauces out there, spicy vodka sauce. It's delicious, it's super easy to make, it uses all the ingredients that, quite frankly, are some of the best ingredients out there in cooking. They're all across my table here. But the crazy part is we've only got 15 minutes today, so we're going to be moving along pretty quickly. I also am looking off to the left, I'm looking at your questions. So whenever you have questions about the food, about anything, I'm going to look over there and I will try to answer as many as I can today. But with that being said, the last little note here is I promised some of you a glass pot today, and just a few minutes ago it just cracked and spilled all over my table here. It happens. So we don't have the glass pot right now, but I promise we will have that back up and running as soon as possible. With that said, we do have to move. We got to cook these pasta chips. I want to show you the whole process very, very quickly so that you can then turn around and today, if you want, make these at home. If you have an air fryer, but you can probably figure out a way around the air fryer too. So, I think we get started, right? First, we got our pot here with water. This is a super simple part. I hope most of you cooked pasta before. I'm going to go in with a big, nice, generous sprinkle of salt, okay? You don't want to hold back with your salt with pasta. It's important that you have enough in there to really essentially go into the pasta itself, season up that pasta. You need salt, okay? So, then I got my pasta. You can use whatever shape you want. I've used all sorts of stuff to make pasta chips. I am going to be using rigatoni here, okay? But again, you can use literally any type you want. Someone asked, is the vodka sauce alcoholic? Which we'll make that soon. It is actually, it's not. It's going to cook all the alcohol off. So let's dump our pasta in, okay? And of course, we got to move fast, so I've already done this. I'm going to sub this right out. I can move this pot off to the side, okay? It's not very hot yet, so I think it can sit on my counter, but let me just make sure with a towel here, okay? And then I'm going to come over here to this camera here, because I want you to be able to see everything perfectly, okay? So, next thing's next. We're going to move fast, like I said. Try to do this quick, okay? Cool little device here for you, okay? It is this, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a little automatic chopper machine, okay? And what we're going to do, we're going to take 1 shallot, a couple cloves of garlic. If you love garlic, you can go crazy with it, okay? We're going to put it inside the machine, and then we can put the lid on, okay? And we're just going to go to town. And look at that. In no time, I'll show you on the side view here, we got chopped up shallots and garlic, okay? It's amazing. It's so cool how that works. It's just fun, right? Oh, it makes cooking so easy. All right, we got our pan on the stove here. Let's turn this on. We got a big flame, okay? This is my little portable burner. Hopefully you can see kind of a nice view on the side here. Is Manny here? Manny is my camera guy that films videos. Manny's not here right now. He'd be too distracting, okay? We are going to go in now with some olive oil. This is how you make vodka sauce. Again, of course it has the name vodka in it. It is not alcoholic. You're going to burn the alcohol off, and you don't even have to use alcohol in there if you don't want to. That's not a problem, okay? It smells so good. I love the smell of heating olive oil. We got our olive oil in here, okay? We got our specially chopped shallots and garlic. I know it's a little lazy, but sometimes you get a little lazy in the kitchen. You want to move faster, or you don't want your fingers to get all garlicky. This is the move right here, okay? Once that gets nice and hot, hear that sizzle? I got this earpiece in here so that you can hear that perfect sizzle up close, all those good cooking sounds, okay? Little tip here, anytime you're adding in onions, garlic, anything like that, you want to hit it with just a little bit of salt, okay? A little bit of salt there, all right? What do we got for questions? Is it called a slap chop machine maybe? I don't know. Whatever that is, I love it, okay? I've been using that thing like crazy. All right. Get it nice and aromatic. This is when your house is going to start smelling good. The shallots, the garlic, they get to meet each other in the olive oil there. It's amazing, okay? Next up, we got our tomato paste, okay? You don't want to we're going to do a big flame soon, so get excited for that, okay? I got my alcohol over here for that. I'm going to dump that in when the pan's nice and hot. boom, we're trying to get a flame over my head today. That's the goal, okay? Without lighting this place on fire. All right, we go in with a good amount of tomato paste here, okay? We go all the way up to like 2/3 cup tomato paste. We'll go right in the pan here. And what we're doing is we want to toast the tomato paste, okay? Tomatoes have a lot of sugar, right? And so if we move those around a little bit here, it's going to caramelize. And you're going to get those like kind of nice, nutty, caramelized notes out of the tomatoes. It's this super concentrated tomato flavor in this case here, okay? And while this is happening, right, because we want this to kind of go for a second, I got my pasta that's pre-cooked. Let's just pretend the pasta just finished cooking. My pasta's pre-cooked, okay? We're going to go, we can add a little more salt if we want to. We shouldn't have to, okay? We're then going to go in, just a little bit of olive oil in here, okay? This is so simple, these pasta chips. I want to pretend that, you know, the time passed by that cooked. I'm just going to make it easier first. This is already strained. It's already cooked pasta, okay? Keep it on the al dente side because you are going to be essentially cooking these to a crisp in there. And you don't want, let me just give this a little stir. See that? It's getting that really, you maybe see on the side angle, we're getting those really nice kind of dark caramelized, that dark caramelized look on the tomato. But I was going to say smell too. That smell is sort of different than tomato, and I don't know how to describe it because, you know, there aren't many times in the cooking or the food world where you see or eat, let's say, tomato that's been caramelized that way, right? But this is what's happening here, and it smells fantastic. So for these pasta chips here, okay, very simple. You can do that while this is going. We're getting out some of the fat. We're getting a really nice golden kind of orange color that's going to make our sauce. Add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to the pasta chips, okay? And then whatever seasonings you want, all right? I might just add a little bit of onion powder here, okay? Just a teeny bit. Nothing crazy, okay? And then, air fryer. I used to not be a huge fan of the air fryers. I'm joining the air fryer gang. I'm not against it anymore, okay? I'm not totally opposed to it. Let's pour in that pasta. This is so easy, this part. These are going to do all the work for you. 12 to 15 minutes at about 400 Fahrenheit, okay? I'm just going to spin around. Pasta in. Start this up. 400. Boom. Let it go. Those are going to get super crispy. They're going to be sizzling. They're going to be delicious. And then we're back here to finish up our sauce, okay? So, how are we doing? We're doing pretty well, right? We got a lot of questions. Let me answer some questions here. We got Suba from MasterChef in here. This is a crazy chat right now. Wow, it's crazy. So I would say there are a few optional ingredients in this. Recipe. Another one's red pepper flakes. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge spice person, so I'll make mine without the red pepper flakes today. Okay? You can put them in. You don't have to. A lot of people do, but I'll make them without it just to see, because I've actually never made it without it before. I'm going to use the vodka because I want to do a flambe, but you don't have to use that either. You can substitute where you want to, okay? So, are we ready for this? We're ready for the big flame? Let's get our pan nice and hot, okay? To flambe, you need your pan nice and hot, all right? And once that is kind of nice, warm, sizzling, amazing, I can hear it. There's so much stuff happening, right? We got our pasta chips going in the back. We got our cooked pasta over here. I mean, things are moving along really well here. All right, once we got that nice hot pan, I'm going to be careful. I'm going to go back, and here we go. Look at that flame. Pretty good flame, right? Now, a lot of people freak out when that happens. You don't have to freak out. It's going to kind of contain itself unless there's something on the ceiling that it's going to hit. There's a nice flame. We can even do more if we want to, right? Awesome. This is the fun part of cooking right here. This is the extra fun part of cooking, okay? And now, we want to kind of kill that heat, okay? We don't want it to burn anything. We don't want anything crazy to happen here. So, boom, we add our cream in there. You can eyeball it. You can do whatever you want. Look, it's going to turn a nice, beautiful orange. Look at all that orange oil that came out of the tomatoes when we were waiting there. It should be this beautiful, beautiful orange color. And then we can add some butter. Sometimes I go a little crazy with the butter. I add a whole stick, things like that. But let me just kind of try to be a little bit less wild with the butter. Today I'm going to go half a stick, okay? Everyone's talking about this food science over here in the chat. How do you deal with the acidity of the tomato paste? Well, we're cooking it down for a while, right? We're kind of breaking the tomato paste down quite a lot. So it shouldn't be acidic. You're adding a lot of cream, you're adding butter, you're adding cheese. You should be totally fine, okay? When your pasta chips are cooking back there, right? Because you're going to be at this stage in the sauce if you've kind of waited for those, you know, if you're on that normal track with our pasta. We obviously switched it out. But you're going to come over to your machine, give it a little shake, put it back in. We just don't want them sticking to each other. We want to make sure that, you know, all the pasta chips are kind of shaking around individually, okay? And look at that. Sometimes you see a vodka sauce that's very, very deep, kind of vibrant orange. Other times it's not so much, okay? Ours is kind of that lighter orange color, but all the flavor is there, trust me, okay? That doesn't mean anything about the flavor. We put a lot of tomato paste. To finish it off, okay, we'll let it cook just a little bit more to melt the butter. That's why I still have it turned on. And then I'm going to turn it off and go in with my cheese. When you are melting cheese into something, you usually want to turn off the heat. It's usually the last step, because otherwise things can get a little weird. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know what happens, but things can get a little weird with cheese. It's usually the last step, and you want to let it nicely melt in the pan, okay? So, we got a bunch of cheese in there, okay? And this is, I mean, the smell of this is crazy, okay? We don't have any red pepper flakes. Again, you can put them in there if you want. You don't have to, okay? But I'm just going to mix this around a little bit. Anyone have any questions in particular about what's happening here? Can you show us pesto Dan? Can we do a knife throw? We could probably do a knife throw. Let's do it when we finish the dish, okay? Don't let me forget. All right, here we go. So we got the beautiful, beautiful sauce. Let's give ourselves some space. You got to cut me some slack on the mess today, okay? Like I said, I was going to use the glass pot. It was all ready to go, look beautiful, and then the entire thing shattered across the entire counter. It was just a total mess, and you know, it's a bummer. Okay. So I like to be clean when I cook, okay? So I like to take a second, wipe things down, make everything look nice, because you don't want a whole messy workstation when you're kind of going to plate that dish, right? At this point, pasta chips should be sizzling, okay? And again, I'm gonna go like this, okay? Listen, can you hear that? You can see them, they're starting to kind of get, you know, finish up there, right? So, I'm gonna go ahead and put these here. Listen to this. These are finished pasta chips. Isn't that an amazing sound? And I'm gonna crunch into one for you. It's fantastic, right? It's just pasta cooked to a snack form. It's amazing. I don't know why no one did this before. I don't know why this is a new thing. Alright, for plating, right? Keep it simple, okay? We'll go around the plate with our pasta chips. This is one of those little fun plates that I found online, right? On Amazon. It's like a perfect, if you're watching the Super Bowl soon, it's a perfect plate for that. You can put some hummus, pretzels, whatever you want. It's a beautiful plate, right? And it actually looks like I cooked the perfect amount of pasta chips, too. Okay? So, to finish those off, alright, why don't we go around the pasta chips with a little bit of cheese? If you make this, I'm telling you right now, everyone in the chat, everyone watching, if you make this for your guests, for any event, you know, whether it is the Super Bowl or anything, you know, a birthday party, I don't care. They're going to freak out. They're going to love it. Okay? Let's do that. Let's add a few chives. Look at that. Beautiful. Super simple, right? Add some green to the dish. Because right now we just have orange and this kind of golden yellow. Add some chives to the dish. And then look, see that orange that my vodka sauce has? Look at that. It's amazing. Go ahead. Put that sauce right in the middle. If you could smell the smells that I'm smelling right now. Look at this. Look at this. Okay? We got that in there. Finish it off. Another sprinkle of those chives. That's a beautiful plate right there. Okay? Before we finish, I think we pretty much nailed that 15 minutes mark there, okay? Let's go ahead, take a little dip, and just listen. I'm going to be honest, this is not the dish that you want to sit down in a quiet Italian restaurant and you don't want to be chomping away at pasta chips. But if you're at home, if you're making yourself a snack, doesn't matter. This right here is that fun, delicious, easy dish to make at home. I just made that in 15 minutes. You might have skipped a step kind of or two, right? But you saw it. It's delicious. It's amazing. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this stream today. I will see you next time.